Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look at a new kind of network, NKN. It's a request from one of my members here. In fact, Speedy, he was asking what our thoughts were here, and so we're going to see if it's worth closing a long, opening a short, or whatever the case might be. But if you could, please help us grow our Twitter community. While we're here, of course, we got a lot of awesome benefits, both fundamental and technical updates. Quick update here too regarding Bybit. KYC is now required as of May 8th. You've probably already heard, but if you haven't already, be sure to check that out. If you are in a restricted country, then you'll be required to KYC. You won't be able to qualify. So I do recommend as an alternative to use Bybit, BitGet, or of course MEXC Global. Both those links are here on our Twitter, and obviously my Discord, my homepage for our community. It's pretty much everywhere, but generally speaking, I'd recommend kind of pivoting to something like that. We have trading competitions with BitGet, and at the end of this month here, essentially I'll be able to reward some free memberships based on just simply registering with them. So let's take a look at NKN here, kind of get the perspective on what's going on. First of all, it's been a little while since I covered this. I remember covering it at its peak back in 2021. That was some fun times. And then furthermore, of course, all the way through late 21. So it's been some time since we've covered this here. We'll go ahead and clear out the charts and kind of see what's going on here in the more recent relevant past. Now, we've got a pretty aggressive candle wick here recently. We're going to omit that because oftentimes large candle wicks like that can be manipulated. So we're going to go ahead and stick with some standard TA here based on omitting that for lack of better terms, but using the most recent relevant data. So that being said, we can kind of see this obvious ascending trend that is no longer our friend, right? So this trend is essentially broken. It's no longer ascending, and we've broken below that. A lot of coins can say the same thing right now. They have broken below ascending trends, and unfortunately, with Bitcoin dropping below 30,000 and then testing 27K 2 or 3 days in a row this weekend, I think we're in a position right now where a lot of coins will continue to sell off. So I don't think NKN's one of those exceptions, because honestly, based on what we see on the charts here, this is pretty standard patterns. That is a coin that's following Bitcoin's behavior, for lack of better terms. Okay, but let's look if there's anything else here. So one thing to note quickly here is the money flow index is dropping significantly. It's a lot of money coming out of this coin. That's usually a sign for the price action to pull back. Okay, so typically I look for the money flow index, seeing if it's up, if it still maintains its price point. It was doing well up until yesterday. Somewhere between today and yesterday, the price sold off pretty heavy, and there's not a lot of volume. So with low volume, creates larger volatility. We could see another weird candle wick up, but the probability of that is pretty low. I would speculate we're going to probably see further downside because of that. We're under 50 on the RSI, and of course the MACD is still diverging. We still have strength there. So that being said, that plus the fact that Bitcoin's on the edge of 27,000 right now, leads me to believe NKN will come lower. So if you have a long position open, Speedy, whomever else you are that has position open here with NKN, it might be worth considering selling. I hate to even recommend that, of course, just based on the fact that it's probably a long-term hold or something along those lines. If so, dollar cost average on the way down, we can look at some different things to kind of see what's going on here. But for lack of better terms, we're in a position right now where we want to make sure that the price action stays where it's at, right? So if we look at 10.39, basically 10.4, that's the Fibonacci retracement level, the current support. If we lose that level, it's going to be a whole other story. So let's see if we can find anything on the 4-hour time frame that gives us an indication of where we're at. This is slightly good news here. We are moving down to an ABC pattern. So hypothetically, we are at the tentative bottom for NKN in this downtrend. Now that's based on a severe wick here, a candle wick with the Elliott wave, so it's picking up some funny stuff. But basically, we had that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern to the upside, and there's typically an ABC on the way down. This could be the C that we've already found, but I don't think it's very definitive. It's not just that easy. So hypothetically, that's the bottom, right? But we don't go with hypotheticals. We go with a lot of other data too to extract perfect analysis. Now, a perfect analysis to me is looking at different time frames and getting an idea of what's going on. There's never 100% in either direction. It's always a small statistical probability in either way. Right now, we can disseminate on that daily. In fact, I forgot to look at this here. If you include the simple moving averages, we do have support right here at about 9.8. Minus that, though, we're below 3 moving averages, or 2 of the most important ones, and the money flow index is high, or basically the money's flowing out. We have less volume. Those are things that are concerning in most cases. We're also underneath all 3 moving averages on the 4-hour. We are closer to 50 closer to 30 than 50 on the RSI, also bearish. And this MACD is nice. While it's beneficial, the price is still going down. So if you see on the MACD, the price is essentially ascending, and then you can currently see that the price is descending, that's not good. that's a bearish divergence if I've ever seen one. So definitely something to consider here or understand. Those are signs you typically look for as a swing trader, but there's literally nothing here telling me I want to take this swing trade. Okay, so again, I know it seems crazy because the bottom, it feels like the bottom's in, we're double bottom right. How could it not bounce up from here? It's not exactly the way things work. Bitcoin is on the edge of disaster right now, and if it falls, NKN is going to fall with it. So why not mitigate your loss and maximize your gain by staying on the sidelines while those things happen, okay? Obviously, if you have a long-term hold of this coin, different story altogether. It's not a problem, but generally speaking, there's not a lot here to tell us that we want to stick this one out. Take a look at TD sequential on the hourly. Not a lot to really note there. We had a slight overextension to the downside. It was recovered and rejected. We're making parallel highs. And the lower lows, not ever a good sign. Ichimoku cloud also kind of within the cloud. There's truly not a lot to disseminate there. Last thing we could kind of look at here would be our CC golden indicator, see if there's any indication here. There are some really good day trading opportunities here, right? Price coming up, working within a range. So obviously we got some nice buy low and some nice sell high targets. But for the most part, the thing to focus on here would be our long exits. And we can see with this being a long exit right here, you do not want to take a trade into that. Obviously you want to maybe consider taking a short. That's really what it's telling us. But for lack of better terms, no longs would be permitted in this scenario. Okay, so I don't think that we're in a situation where the price action is going to just recover and come back up. We are closing close to a doji candle here as well, which is never a good sign. So there's really just nothing here that I can see that's truly positive. Okay, so try to be mindful of that, try to be careful. And obviously if you are in a long trade, consider trimming some of your position, maybe adding to it at a lower price point if this is your long-term coin. If you're in like a swing trade right now, it doesn't look like a good long opportunity. I would say a short to the downside to potentially hit the range of what was it? I think the most recent low is about 9.9. You could just say round number 1 cent even. Sorry, correction, 10 cents. 10 cents would be the most relevant target there. So what I'll do is I'll send out an update here kind of showing what I feel would happen next. Again, best case scenario, the price comes up and then comes down to that level. But worst case scenario, I would say the price action is going to come a little bit lower and potentially bounce. So we could very well see one of these and the price go down that way. That's pretty much what I'm speculating is going to happen here. I'll send out this update through Twitter, of course. Be sure to subscribe for that if you want to have all the more relevant updates here. But again, help us grow that. Greatly appreciate you watching. I hope that you learned something here today. And if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is the website. Link down below. I have a trading academy, signals, and community. We all learn and grow together. We took some healthy profits over the weekend, and we're looking to probably consider shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum here today. That's absolutely something I'm considering right now. Thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you all in the next one. Take care.